Hello guys and welcome to another video. Today we are talking about slices, especially string slices. We know that in Rust we have the concept of ownership and the concept of references. So when we are talking about data, we can have a variable which contains the data and then many variables which are references that act as pointers to that data. This is because sometimes we do not want to change the data but just refers to it for reading. However, how about if you want to refer to a subpart, so a sub-collection of the underlying data? So let's say, for example, we are working with strings and we want to compute some statistics about them, and in particular about sub-collection of that string, which are substrings. This is where slices comes in handy. So let's see an example. Let's say, for example, we have a string which will be just hello world, and then I give you a simple programming problem. How about we find the first word occurrence in that string? So maybe you don't know how to do that in other programming languages, and maybe your idea to do it in Rust is just to iterate through the characters of the string, which in this case is the string hello world, and whenever we encounter a blank we stop and we pass the index of the blank, and so we know that the index before is just the last character occurrence of the first word. Okay, this is nice, but what if the string s changes during the execution of the program? Then our index references is not useful anymore. So this is where string slices comes in handy. So in terms of string slices, we can write the function first word like this. So first word will take a reference to a string, and then it will output a substring. So we want to iterate over the string, so we can do it like this for, and then we use this pattern matching we create our iterator with iter, and then we enumerate. So enumerate basically gives us a tuple containing the index and the item, which in this case is a character. And so whenever we encounter a blank character, so if item equals, of course here we are scanning the characters as binary, so we use the B. So if this checks goes in, we return a slice, and we return a reference to a slice, and the slice is simply coded just like this. So we have square brackets, then we have an optional starting index, in this case it's 0, so we can just enter 0 or leave it, and then we have dot dot, and then the end of the substring, which in this case is the index I. So I is excluded, and this is what we return. Oops, it seems we have some problem. Yes. We also have the default case when we do not want to, when we don't iterate over the string, so we just return a reference to S1. Okay, now it's okay. We can either just return a reference to S1 or return the whole string slice. These are equivalents. So let's see what first word outputs. So println first word is, and then we have first word of S, of course a reference to S. So let's just run this. Okay, the first word is hello, and this is what we want. So you can think of slices as a reference to a contiguous sequence of elements in a collection rather than the whole string or the whole collection. So a slice is a kind of a reference, so it does not have ownership, and we can read data that are referenced by this slice. And slices also make the connection between string and string literals. So we can think of, we can explain string literals in terms of slices. So for example, if we have another string but a string literal, so let s2 equals to literal hello. So we know this is a string literal, and this is hard-coded at compile time in the binary code. So what about that? The type of S is a reference to a string literal, so the type of S is this one, and you can also see it here. So this is a reference, which means that we have an immutable reference, and that's why string literals are immutable. So with that in mind, we can also change the signature of the first word function to make the function API more general. Because the compiler can operate some smart conversions at compile time, so if we are gonna modify our signature like this, now the first word function is gonna accept both string and string literals in terms of references, of course. So we can either pass S, and this is what we have done in the first println, and then we can also do this. And it works just fine. So if we run this, oh, okay, I have not called the first word function. Now it should be okay. Okay, so it compiles just fine, and the results are what we are expecting. So we have talked about string slices, but bear in mind that we can have slices of any iterable type, so we can have integer slices, float slices, and so on and so forth. Okay guys, thanks for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye!